Your English teacher taught you to say, I am going to, but almost no native speaker actually says that, and most teachers know it. Today, we're showing you the version of English they don't put in the textbook.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex.
And I'm Emma. Welcome back to Fluent English Podcast, the show where we just have normal conversations at a normal speed so your ear gets used to real English.
Today's episode is a fun one. We're talking about the difference between textbook English and the English that people actually use on the street, at work, with friends, basically everywhere.
Yeah, and I want to be fair here. Teachers aren't lying to you on purpose. Grammar books aren't evil.
Right, it's not some big conspiracy.
But there is a real gap. There's a version of English that's correct for exams and essays, and there's a version of English that people actually speak. And if nobody ever shows you the second one, you can study for years and still feel lost when you talk to a real person.
That happened to me with French, by the way. I'll tell that story later.
And I have a Spanish story, too. So stick around, because by the end of this episode, you're going to understand a chunk of English that almost nobody explains clearly, and we're going to give you a simple way to practice it.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start with something really simple. How do you say, I am going to eat?
I am going to eat. That's the textbook version.
Right. Now, how would you actually say that to a friend?
Honestly, I'm gonna eat.
Exactly. Gonna. G-O-N-N-A. It's not really a word. It's a relaxed, fast way of saying going to. And here's the thing. Native speakers use it constantly in almost every casual sentence. But a lot of textbooks barely mention it, or they mention it once and move on.
It's the same with want to. Nobody says, I want to go home in a relaxed conversation.
They say,
I want to go home.
wanna. W-A-N-N-A. Same idea. Want to becomes wanna. It's not slang exactly. It's just natural speech. Fast, relaxed, connected.
And there's a whole family of these. Got to becomes
Gotta, like I gotta go, instead of I have got to go, or I have to go.
kinda and sorta become
Kinda and sorta, like I'm kinda tired, or it's sorta complicated.
and here's a fun one. Let me becomes lemme. Let me see that. Let me think about it.
And don't know can become dunno. I don't know. Very common. Very casual.
So here's my question, Emma. Why doesn't every textbook just teach this on day one? It's everywhere.
Honestly, I think it's a few things. First, textbooks are often designed for writing and for formal exams. If you write gonna in an academic essay, that's considered incorrect, so teachers are cautious about teaching it as if it's proper English.
That makes sense. They don't want students to think it's okay to write that way in a job application.
Right. Second, some textbooks are written to be neutral and safe for all kinds of English, British, American, Australian, and these reduced forms can sound a little different depending on the accent, so some books just avoid them.
And third?
Third, honestly, some teachers just don't think about it. If you grew up speaking English, you say gonna and wanna without even noticing. It feels invisible to you. So unless a teacher is specifically trained in this, they might just not realize it's a gap.
Okay, that's fair. Let's do a quick practice. I'm going to say a textbook sentence, and Emma, you give me the natural spoken version. Ready?
Go for it.
I am going to call you later.
I'm gonna call you later.
Do you want to get some coffee?
Do you want to get some coffee? Or even want to get some coffee? People drop the do you sometimes, too.
Whoa, okay. We'll come back to that. I have got to finish this project.
I gotta finish this project.
I do not know what to do.
I don't know what to do. Or I don't know what to do with don't said really fast.
See, this is exactly what I mean. If you only ever hear the textbook version and then someone says, want to get some coffee in real life, your brain might just freeze.
Totally. You technically know all the words want to get some coffee, but the sound wanna doesn't match anything you studied, so your brain can't connect it.
That's the gap. Okay, let's move to the next thing teachers often skip.
All right, segment 2. This one is about filler words and little expressions that don't really have a meaning on their own, but they're everywhere in real conversation.
Give an example.
Okay, listen to this sentence. I mean, it's kind of a long story, but, I think it'll work out.
Right. And if a student tried to translate that word by word, they'd get confused. What does I mean there? I'm not explaining anything yet.
Exactly. I mean in that sentence isn't really explaining something. It's more like a verbal pause, a way to soften what you're about to say or to show your thinking.
It's like a little signal that says, I'm about to clarify or rephrase something.
Right, and is similar. In that sentence, doesn't literally mean you have knowledge of this. It's more like a way to connect with the listener, almost like saying, you understand what I mean, right?
These are called discourse markers, by the way, if anyone wants the technical term. But you don't need to remember that word. Just notice that conversations are full of these little connector phrases.
So, well, actually, basically, anyway, like. These words show up constantly in spoken English, but in a textbook dialogue, they're often removed because they make the sentence look messy on paper.
But if you remove them from real speech, it sounds robotic. Like, imagine someone said to you very flatly, I disagree with that idea. I have a different opinion. Versus, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't know, I kind of see it differently.
The second one sounds like a real person talking. The first one sounds like a robot reading a script.
And here's the tricky part for learners. These words are short. They're said quickly, and they don't carry a lot of stress or emphasis, so they're easy to miss when you're listening. But if you miss them, sometimes you miss the whole tone of what someone's saying.
Can you give an example of that?
Sure. Imagine your friend says, yeah, the food was good, versus, yeah, I mean, the food was good. Same words mostly, but that little pause and I mean tells you they actually didn't love it. They're being polite.
Oh, that's such a good point. The filler words can carry emotional information.
Exactly. So when teachers focus only on grammar and vocabulary and skip these little connector words, students miss a layer of meaning that's actually really important in real conversations.
Okay, let's do a quick listening challenge. I'm going to say a sentence naturally, with fillers, and Alex, you tell me what you think the real meaning is, based on the tone, not just the words.
Okay, I'm ready.
Honestly, I mean, it's fine, I guess.
That sounds like it's not actually fine. Like something's a little off, but the person doesn't want to complain directly.
Exactly right. Now this one. Oh yeah, no, that sounds great.
Okay, that one's interesting because it starts with no, but the meaning is actually very positive. Oh yeah, no, that sounds great. Basically just means yes, definitely.
Right, and that confuses so many learners. Why did they say no if they meant yes? But no there isn't answering a question. It's just part of a casual response pattern. Native speakers do this without even thinking about it.
This is wild. Okay, what's next?
Next up, phrasal verbs and everyday expressions. Now, to be fair, most textbooks do teach phrasal verbs, but often they teach the formal or common in writing ones, and they miss a lot of the ones people use constantly in casual talk.
Give us an example.
Okay, here's a sentence. I ran into my old coworker yesterday, and we ended up hanging out for like 2 hours.
Let's break that down. Ran into means
To meet someone unexpectedly, not literally running into them with your body. I ran into Sarah at the grocery store means I unexpectedly saw and talked to Sarah at the grocery store.
And ended up.
Ended up means something happened that wasn't originally planned. We ended up hanging out for 2 hours means we didn't plan to spend 2 hours together, but that's what happened.
And hanging out.
Hang out just means spending casual time with someone. No specific activity required. Do you want to hang out this weekend? Just means, do you want to spend time together?
These three expressions, ran into, ended up, and hang out, are all extremely common. But if a learner has never specifically studied them, that whole sentence can feel really confusing, even if they know all the individual words.
Right, because run, end, up, hang, out all have very different meanings on their own.
I want to add one more category here, small social expressions. Things like, my bad, no biggie, no worries, I'm down, sounds good.
Oh yeah, these are huge. My bad means sorry, that was my mistake. No biggie means it's not a big deal, don't worry about it. I'm down means I'm interested, I want to do that. Like, want to get pizza later? Yeah, I'm down.
And here's the thing, these expressions are everywhere in daily conversation, but they almost never appear in formal writing, so a lot of textbooks, especially ones focused on writing and exams, just don't include them.
Which means a learner can pass an advanced exam and still feel a little lost the first time a coworker says, hey, no worries, it happens, no biggie.
All right, time for my story. So, I've been learning French for a while now, right?
Right, tell us.
So in my French textbook, every negative sentence is taught as ne pas, like je ne sais pas, meaning I don't know.
Very correct, very formal.
Right. But then I went to France and I kept hearing people say something that sounded like je sais pas, and I had no idea what that was.
Let me guess. Je sais pas?
Exactly. In casual spoken French, people often drop the ne completely. So je ne sais pas becomes je sais pas, and when you say it fast, it kind of blends together. My textbook never mentioned that this happens constantly in real speech.
That's such a perfect example because it's the exact same pattern we're talking about in English. The correct, complete form is taught, but the fast, reduced, everyday form is what you actually hear.
Exactly. And it was honestly a little frustrating because I felt like, wait, why didn't anyone tell me this? I've been studying for months.
I had something similar with Spanish. In my textbook, para is always written out fully, like es para ti, meaning it's for you.
And in casual speech?
A lot of speakers, especially in Mexico and other places, will shorten para to pa. So es para ti can become es pa ti. And the first time I heard that, I was like, what is pa? Is that a new word?
It's funny how similar these experiences are, even though we're talking about totally different languages.
Right, and that's actually really important for our listeners to hear. This isn't a problem with English specifically, or with you as a learner. Every language has a textbook version and a real-life version, and the gap between them can feel surprising if nobody warns you about it.
So the goal of today's episode isn't to make you feel like your studying was wasted. It's to add this missing piece so you're not caught off guard.
Let's slow down for a minute and talk about why this gap exists in the first place, because I think understanding the why actually helps a lot.
Okay, go for it.
So there's an idea in language learning called comprehensible input. The basic idea is that people improve their language skills most effectively when they're exposed to language that's just slightly above their current level, but in a context where they can still understand the overall meaning.
So not too easy, not too hard, but just a little challenging.
Exactly. And here's the issue. A lot of classroom materials are designed to be very controlled. Clear pronunciation, complete sentences, limited vocabulary, because the goal is often to teach specific grammar points one at a time.
Which makes sense for building a foundation.
Totally. But real conversation isn't controlled like that. People talk fast, they use reductions like gonna and wanna, they use filler words, they use slang, they interrupt each other, they trail off mid-sentence.
So if a learner only ever practices with the controlled version and then suddenly listens to two native speakers chatting normally, it can feel like a totally different language.
Right. And that's not because the learner failed or because the textbook was bad. It's because those two things, controlled classroom English and real spoken English, are kind of like two different modes of the same language.
It's like, imagine you learn to cook by only following very precise recipes with exact measurements, and then someone asks you to cook by feel, just tasting and adjusting as you go. The skills are related, but it's a different kind of practice.
That's a great comparison. And the good news is, once you know this gap exists, you can specifically practice for it. You don't need a different kind of brain, you just need a different kind of input.
Which brings us to the practical part of this episode.
Okay, so here's a simple system you can use to start closing this gap. We'll call it the real talk method. 3 steps.
Step 1.
Step 1. Choose short, real conversations. This could be clips from podcasts like ours, interview clips, or casual scenes from TV shows where characters are just chatting. The key is it should sound like real people talking, not actors reading very formal lines. Aim for clips that are 30 seconds to 2 minutes long.
Step 2.
Step 2. Listen first without looking at any text. Just listen 2 or 3 times and try to catch the overall meaning and tone. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Ask yourself, what's the topic? Are they happy, annoyed, joking around?
That's important because tone often tells you a lot even before you understand every word.
Exactly. Then, step 3, read along with the transcript or subtitles while listening again. This time, pay special attention to the reduced forms and filler words, the gonna, wanna, I mean, you know, kinda type expressions. When you spot one, pause, say it out loud a few times, and notice how it sounds compared to the full version.
This is basically what's sometimes called shadowing, right? Where you repeat what you hear, trying to match the rhythm and pronunciation.
Right. Shadowing is a great add-on here. After you've listened a few times and read the transcript, try playing the audio again and speaking along with it, almost like you're an actor copying the performance. You're not translating, you're just trying to match the sound and the rhythm.
I actually used something like this with French. I started watching casual vlogs, people just talking to a camera about their day, instead of only formal news broadcasts. And at first it was hard, but after a few weeks, those reduced forms like je sais pas instead of je ne sais pas started to feel normal instead of confusing.
That's the goal. You're training your ear to recognize patterns so that when you hear them in real life, your brain doesn't freeze, it just goes, oh, I know that one.
And to be clear, this doesn't replace grammar study or vocabulary building. It's an addition. Think of it as training a different muscle, the listening and recognition muscle, alongside the grammar and writing muscles you build in more traditional study.
Right. A strong English learner eventually needs both. The correct, structured English for writing, exams, and formal situations, and the natural, reduced, fast English for real conversations, casual chats, movies, and daily life.
And honestly, that's kind of the whole point of this podcast. We're not trying to replace your textbook. We're trying to be the real conversation part of your practice.
Exactly. Okay, I think it's time for our vocabulary review. Let's go through the key expressions from today's episode.
All right, let's recap the words and expressions we covered today. I'll say the expression, and Emma, you give a quick definition or example. Number 1, gonna.
A relaxed, spoken way of saying going to. Example, I'm going to call you later.
Number 2, wanna.
A relaxed way of saying want to. Example, do you want to get some coffee?
Number 3, gotta.
A relaxed way of saying got to or have to. Example, I gotta go now.
Number 4, kinda and sorta.
Relaxed forms of kind of and sort of, meaning a little or somewhat. Example, I'm kinda tired today.
Number 5, lemme.
Relaxed form of let me. Example, let me think about it for a second.
Number 6, dunna.
Relaxed form of don't know. Example, I don't know what to order.
Number 7, I mean and you know used as fillers.
These are connector phrases that don't have a literal meaning on their own. They're used to soften statements, show your thinking, or connect with the listener. Example, I mean, it's kind of complicated, you know?
Number 8, ran into.
To meet someone unexpectedly. Example, I ran into my old coworker yesterday.
Number 9, ended up.
Used to describe something that happened, even though it wasn't originally planned. Example, we ended up talking for 2 hours.
Number 10, hang out.
To spend casual time with someone without a specific plan. Example, want to hang out this weekend?
Number 11, my bad and no biggie.
My bad means that was my mistake. Sorry. No biggie means it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Example, sorry I'm late. No biggie. My bad too. I just got here.
And finally, number 12, shadowing.
A practice technique where you listen to real audio and speak along with it at the same time, copying the rhythm and pronunciation to train your speaking and listening together.
All right, that's our episode for today. English teachers don't want you to see this.
Just to be clear, your teachers aren't hiding anything from you on purpose. But now you know about this gap. And more importantly, you have a simple way to start closing it.
Try the real talk method this week. Pick one short clip, listen without text first, Then read along, then try shadowing it.
And next time you hear someone say wanna, gonna, or I don't know, you'll know exactly what's going on.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you in the next episode.
See you next time.